Okay, so I found a bit of ply. I've also measured up the nuke, so I need 2 long lengths 490 and then 2 short lengths 215. So let's just see. And then of course I've got the height, which I haven't worked out yet. I probably only need, God, it doesn't need to be much. Let's call it 90, if I can get that out of this. Okay, let's have a look. So is it square to start with? And that is square that end. And it's square that end. Excellent. So, what did we say we needed? 2 490s. And a 215. I might be lucky enough to get it. Yes, that's excellent. So 490 on the other side. Oops, coming a bit. Got mess everywhere. Can't even find a clear workspace in this shed. And I have to remember to cut on the line or this side of the line. Right, so that's the 2 long sides. I forget the 2 short sides out of there. That way I can leave that as a more useful piece. So if we go 90 again. And we said we needed 215, so just double check that that's 215. Yep, spot on. And spot on. Okay. So we're going to cut this out. Cut, 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 cut. Ignore those. And cut. Okay, I'll go set up the table saw. Okay, he goes. A bit nervous about using the table saw. When I was building some beehives, I built about, I don't know, 7 or 8 in total now, I've forgotten. But one time when I was making the top bars for a top bar hive, I actually cut my finger, nearly lost it. It's, don't know if you can see it, but it's a little bit shorter. Anyway, I've got a video of that somewhere. Feel free to go and have a look. It's a bit gruesome though. I didn't actually video it getting cut. It was the aftermath. I took some photos of it and did a bit of a slideshow. Okay, anyway, let's get it set up. Okay, I'm happy with that. Earmuffs on and we'll get it started. Rookie mistake. I need to lower the blade more. I haven't ruled that mark. Back in a sec. Oh, that's wrong. Ooh. Mustn't be square. This saw doesn't cut very square. And that's the edge I just cut. Actually, I might do these cuts on the drop saw. I'll just clean up this mess so I can use a drop saw. Right, over to assembly. Okay, now I know I should have a jig or something set up, but I'm not going to bother. It's just for a feeder. So now I've got that right. Let me have a look. Yes, I've got that. So they go on the end. Something like that. It's a bit off there. I'll have to give that another cut. Okay, where's the pencil? It's not quite right there, so give that a trim up. Be back. Okay, we'll try that again. Right, so we're going to pre-drill those. So this is not the greatest timber to use, it's just standard plywood, it's not marine ply. But it's fine, as long as you paint it, which I will, you know, if I get a few years out of it, terrific. And it's only to accommodate some feed for this little nuke. Okay, it's looking good. I'm going to pre-drill that, glue it, get it together, paint it, pop on the hive. I'll just get my glue and stuff and we'll get moving on it. Okay, so I'm using galvanised steel screws. You can use stainless. I wouldn't use standard steel, but galvanised are fine. So we're going to put 2 screws in each. I'm going to pre-drill and then screw it. I might actually screw it together, but not all the way home. Leave a gap so I can slip the glue in. I don't know. I'll assess it as I go. So just got to. Might actually clamp this just to make it a little bit easier. That's got it. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, now go back to pre-drilling. Except now I've got my thing in the way here. Just have to fix this one up a bit. And pre-drill the other side. So now we're going to, I'll undo one side, do one side at a time I think. So I'm just using some Bondcrete here. Bondcrete is pretty much the same as wood glue. I think they've used Bondcrete in concrete. Not sure why, but anyway, it's, as I said, pretty much wood glue. Don't need a lot. Just get it back to where you think it should be, and then pop your screws in. Just adjust my clutch. I won't bother putting the clamp back on that one. Turn this over. Just release it. More glue. This also seals the ends so that water can't get in. Right, just put that back on there so it doesn't dry out. Back in a minute. So I'm just going to dry these screws home a little bit more. We'll try 14. And there we have it, a shim. Let's just see if it fits on the box. This is another one I've got, so. Ah, look at that. Pretty perfect. Excellent. That's all we're going to need for this season, for this year, till next season. So now we're going to paint it. I'll just go get that sorted. Right, so I use water-based paints. I just use any paint I can get hold of. I just go the hardware And usually they got discounted paints from, you know, paint colour mishaps, all that sort of stuff. And so you can usually get pretty good deals through your local hardware or paint shop. Just give it a good stir. It's a bit thick, this paint, and I could water it down more, but I'm not going to bother. Right, that'll do it. We'll start off with painting this edge first. It's probably going to need about 3 coats. One as an undercoat, and then 2 top coats. You could probably go another coat if you really wanted to. I'm not going to bother. Make sure you get plenty, especially around the joins, just to make sure that water can't penetrate. The better you prepare it now, the longer it will last. You could go all fancy and sand it down, but the bees are not going to care. And nor do I. Okay, I'll just get this a wipe off first. I'm going to use this miter to rest it on. Get most of the dust off it. Making sure it really sucks it up. Okay, that's the first coat done. We'll come back a little later and put another coat on. Okay,